Okay, so last one was 18 blows. 18 written down there. I mass out my can. 14.215. 216. Take my last sample from the part that collided. And we have 26.331. Okay, so the 3 of these are going to go in the oven to dry. Now for the last part of this, the plastic limit. How this plastic limit test works is I have a piece that I've been drying out from the beginning that was in the paper towel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a small portion of it, I'm going to roll it. And the ideal section is I got this off my percussion cup, it's exactly 1/8 of an inch. So I want to roll it until it gets to 1/8 and then crumbles at 1/8 exactly, about. It's getting closer, closer. The problem is I can still roll it down to this small. It's actually about right where it is at. The problem is I can roll it a lot thinner as well. So this is not quite dry enough. So I'm going to take my piece, my little bit of clay. I'm going to let it dry just a bit more. There. Pull some of that moisture out under the fan. Oh, lost it.
Oh no.
Under the fan. Let it sit there for just a little bit longer while it dries out so I can get it to crumble right at 1/8 of an inch. So, okay, so I'm going to try it again. Let's try it a little bit, hopefully not too much, hopefully just enough. I'm going to start rolling it again. A little bits are crumbling off. It's not a uniform sample. Let's see if I can't put it back together. This is the annoying part about some of these fatter clays. They'll get to that point. The purpose of this is, would be if you guys are doing it in person, to recognize the difference between a fat and a lean clay, or know how we get to distinguish them. Because fat clays are what cause a lot of problems on sites. I'm not sure if this is a fat clay or not. It's still getting pretty thin. Despite the fact that it was crumbling because it's not a uniform sample, it doesn't necessarily mean that's where that plastic limit is. But fat clays, when they're on job sites, swell, and as opposed to this, which this could be a lean clay, it'll be close. But when they're wet, near that somewhere between their plastic and their liquid limit, they feel a lot like Play-Doh. And it's part of the reason why we had homes sliding off the hill in the foothills and the Terra Nativa. In case it happened a couple years ago when houses were coming off the foundations up near Table Rock. Same type of deal. There's a clay layer in there that was throwing a wrench in everything that either wasn't known about, or there ended up being a leak that they did know about, and somebody ended up signing off on it anyway. And something like a pool, or a leak in a gutter, or a leak in a water line, ended up causing that to basically swell, and that's why it slid off the hill. So I'm just still working this, trying to dry it out a little bit, trying to get a nice uniform sample to try again. Keep going. So this is a little bit thicker than where it needs to be. It does appear to be crumbling. The bulk of it is crumbling. So that's gonna be pretty close, so I'm gonna call that all right for what we're doing. I'll take 1 extra pan. Do that. For my plastic limit, my pan is 20.786. And I'm going to take the pieces that actually crumbled, the pieces that were there. I'm just going to weigh that a little bit. It doesn't need to be a whole lot. And that is 22.208. Make sure I know which can I'm using, and we're going to try one more. So we can get our average of 2. That's about where it needs to be. It's about the same thickness. And it is crumbling. So we're going to take one more pan. That's the 1 extra pan. 21.54. Put our clay sample into it. .241. Okay. So now that is going to be it for the slab. This is a different way of doing it. When you look at the form, do not use these tables. Please do the graphical method where you graph the number of blows, and then 25 blows is the line where the moisture content would be. You don't need to use these tables. Please make your own graph in Excel. If you want to snip this one, you can. This is a U line and A line. It'll tell you. It'll tell you where the classifications all would be based off of what the liquid limit is and the plasticity index. So that way you guys can tell me what fines class this would be, whether it be a lean clay, a fat clay, an organic, an elastic silt, and I believe that should be your option. So go ahead and look at that, and that should be it for this lab. I will post any other updates if there is anything else. Thanks.